CMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9, and we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And what questions are we answering? Life's questions. How do we navigate what's here before us? How do we know whether we make a change now or we wait? How do we tune in and touch down to our most inner, deepest feelings and align ourselves with destiny? These are just some of the things we'll be talking about tonight. And we're seeking divine answers. So how do we know when we receive a divine answer? Does God part the sky and we see a bolt of lightning? and a cue card appears in the clouds and it's that simple? Well, I wish I could say it was. But there are feelings and senses that we receive from the divine. There are messages that are spoken to us. The universe is always talking. You know, it's interesting how sometimes someone will hand you something and there's something printed on it. And they're just giving it to you because they want to draw your attention to what they want you to see. But you notice something else on the paper. And it is pertinent to what you're experiencing. These are the things that make us wake up and say, I think the universe talks to me in different ways. And I don't always have to get the answer in the way I expect. The universe is always listening. We're always manifesting and creating and thinking the thoughts of what we'd like life to be. Sometimes we feel like it falls on deaf ears. We think the universe has not heard us. The divine, God, is not paying attention. And we're just going in with the flow. But the divine sense, the divine feeling, comes from a place in the soul that's called the knowing. The knowing feels the completeness, the wholeness, the fulfillment, the joy, the harmony. It's a sense that you know, even though analytically, mentally, emotionally, you may not know just yet, but you just have a know that this is the right choice for you or the right answer for you. It's a feeling. I notice that most of what Spirit has been drawing our attention to lately is paying attention to how we feel. How you feel creates a frequency. The frequency is emulated out into the universe and becomes the magnet that brings back to you what you desire. So the feelings that you're putting out become a cumulative force of energy and frequency that creates an outcome. So how have you been feeling lately? There's a question. And what's feeling out of sorts? And when have you felt this way before? And what was the outcome then? And how do you break a pattern? How do you shift out of a circumstance that maybe is dissatisfactory to you? And how do you know what the feeling is inside? Well, you just know. Just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's a peace within. Divine answers come in so many forms. Through the mouths of others, through some printed material. It comes in the form of music that you hear on the radio. That's an answer. It comes when you have a flash of a memory of something that was when you were happy and it had a great feeling to it, and suddenly you realize you're on the path of that. It comes by the answer presenting itself exactly as you wanted it to. But there are other times that it's not so black and white, so clear-cut, so straightforward. So, God, give me more clues. And suddenly we feel like we're on a treasure hunt, picking up clues along the way just to get to the end of the treasure map. That, my friends, is the journey of life. Picking up pieces along the journey. Asking for assistance on the way. Sometimes working with a team to get it done. We are meant to work along with others. We are a collective conscious being. We are part of the great collective, shifting and sending out our frequency and our thoughts and our words, and we are part of the power. We have been given a task. The divine answers, however profound they may come to you, they have a sense of completion. They have a sense of it's okay. They give you a push in the right direction. And you get to figure out the journey from where you are to the outcome. But they let you know it's okay to pass. You have permission to go to the next step. I remember years ago, I was just talking to someone about this recently. I was wanting to go back to Hawaii, and I had been in Hawaii in 2015. And there was a trip with some of my spiritual friends. They were going to Maui, and I love Maui. And I was so excited. I was like, I want to go. And I sat and I meditated, and instead of getting this, yes, you can go feeling, I got, this feeling that said, you're not going anywhere, Sarah Spiritual. And I was asking Spirit and meditating and praying on this in January. I was like, okay, Spirit, you didn't give me the answer I want. I didn't get the good feeling. I'm going to wait till next month. I'm sure you'll change your mind. So being the diligent human being I was at the time, I sat there and I was like, okay, Spirit, what do you think? I want to go to Maui. I want to be with these people and participate in this wonderful retreat. I got to know. I went, man, they're playing hardball, but that's okay. I'll be persistent. And I asked another time, and I have a kind of a thought process of once I've asked a few times, if I still get a no, then it's no, and I have to let it go. So then the call came, and the call was in July. And it was my friends who were running the retreat. And they're like, come on, Sarah, we have a spot for you. There's one spot left. And we know you really want to come. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a sign. You know how we like to take those signs and make them fit into what we want them to be, that divine answer? So I look at that sign and I say, well, let me get back to you. So I run into my quiet space and I'm really excited. I'm like, this is a sign. And Spirit said, no, you're not going anywhere. And I'm like, but why? I can do it. I can make it happen. Spirit said, no. And it was just this thud of a feeling, like it's not a good choice for you. Just don't go. So I call my friends back and I'm like, hey, I'm not coming. I need to stay here. That's the guidance, the divine answer that I received. So they get it. They're aligned with the divine. So they respected my choice. And a few days before the trip, we start to hear this story, and they went in September, this story of a hurricane coming. I believe it was 2017. And there was a hurricane coming. And it was one of the times it was directly headed straight for center of storm, West Palm Beach. Right basically above my center. And I went, oh, maybe that's why I shouldn't go. And sure enough, it ended up being a rough storm, but it wasn't as bad as they had said it could be, and thankfully so. But then I thought, wow, this is why I needed to be. I needed to be here because I needed to be a part of making sure the center was secure, boarding up all the windows, doing what I needed to do, and respecting the guidance, the divine answer I received. You see, sometimes the divine answer is not what we want it to be. And that's a real bummer. Like, I was like so bummed. And sure enough, my friends are in Maui and they're calling and they're like, oh my God, are you all right? The storm's headed right for West Palm Beach. I said, yeah, we're good. We're hunkered down. We've got the boarding up on all the windows. Everything's secure. I'm in the process of securing my house and we'll be okay. We'll ride it out. And of course we were. So many times we want the answer that we want because we're human and we desire something. And do I believe that had I gone to Maui that something horrible would have happened? No, I don't. But I also know that that would have been a really far place to be and to have things going on that I really couldn't be a part of to make sure they were okay. So I realized that it was the better, higher vibrational choice for me to stay behind. And think about when I said I started asking the question. I asked the question of the divine in January of that year. And there was no thought in my mind that that would have been the reason. I couldn't understand why I couldn't go. And so I honored the sense that I got. Just like I honor, and I encourage you to honor the feeling and the sense that makes you feel like it's okay to do something. And there's a comfort, there's a sense of peace. There's a feeling of you're not pushing to make it happen. It's just happening. I've learned you don't push. When you want divine answers, you don't push. You allow things to line up to match the outcome you desire, and they fall systematically in place before you. That doesn't mean there might not be a little bump, but it just seems to flow. The universe is flowing. It's making movement. And everything in the universe is programmed to sustain itself and survive and endure the difficult times and pass through them to the easier moments. Even wildlife, even plants. I marvel over their ability to be tolerant of certain heat. I think I would wither in a minute. There are some plants that are very tolerant of the heat here in Florida. And even the insect's ability to kind of survive and find its food. It's always fascinating how everything is very resourceful. And I don't think you see that energy of concern and questioning and wondering how around some of these very simplistic beings on the earth. The plant life, the insect life, the animal kingdom. They don't seem as complicated as us humans. I know we were blessed with that great thing called intelligence. This magnificent wired computer that thinks and categorically stores information and allows us to pull up things that we remember so we can figure things out and have knowledge and wisdom. Then there's our emotional self, those feelings that we have, and that includes our wounds and our pain from the past that we carry forth with us. And it's the divine self that is the nurturing energy that comforts us and lets us know that it's okay and that we don't have to repeat patterns and we don't have to be wounded, that we can be loved and be enough. And we are deserving of that. And that we're not a victim. And we can choose the path in our life and how that's going to go. And in the energy of all that, the divine guides us to feel grateful, peaceful, harmonious. Even when we don't see the answer yet, the divine prompts you to feel at peace and trust. Oh, there's the big one. Trust. But remember how my relationship with Spirit, when I asked the question, I trusted? I knew their no was a no, but I just thought I'd try again. And then I'd try again. But I've learned that when I have that feeling, that prompting to do something or not do something, that I can trust it. And does that mean I don't think for myself? Does that mean I don't want you to think for yourself? I want you to wait for the seas to part and for you to have this divine revelation all the time for every decision? No. But there are moments that are important. And we need to sit. We need to be. We need to allow the universe to show us the bigger picture, the whole story. Because the divine looks far beyond what we can see and think and feel. Includes all the cast of characters that will enter in the stage of your life that will be a part of this story of what you say you want. And they know where the bumps in the road may be, the challenges, the opportunities for you to grow. And then the things that may be detrimental or more uncomfortable. And the divine would rather see you have a better journey. But we have free will. Oh, there's the other big phrase, free will. Good Lord. We find ourselves just picking a path. This is what I want to do. I choose this. And we don't always see beyond the moment of what we choose. And then we find ourselves caught in a trap. That trap of not feeling like it was the best choice. And oops, how am I going to get myself out of this? And being caught in that instability, uncertainty, maybe the fear. Or not knowing the next step because now we don't trust our own judgment. And so we seek guidance from another, but that's based on their experiences and their intellect and emotional upbringing and wounds. That we might not want to go that way. So then we have to retreat and go within and seek the guidance. And ultimately, the choice is always yours. The choice is mine. The choice is yours. But interestingly enough, from January, the universe knew that something in September would have made it a less than favorable, enjoyable trip. I don't know, but the universe did. And so I chose to honor that evidence that they gave me within. I didn't have physical evidence. It's trusting. It's allowing. It's learning that things have a time. Perhaps it's not the right time for you to do something. Not the right time to make a move or make a change, even though you want to. Because there's an easier way out of what you want to change. Or it's not the time to keep doing what you're doing because it's not working for you. So it's time to change. Or it's the perfect time for you to sit and be still and really focus on what you want and what makes you happy and be in gratitude. Gratitude is always the key to a favorable outcome. Being grateful for what you have, how far you've come, how simple your life may have become in some ways, even if there's still some mountains to climb. We need to be grateful. We need to trust that divine guidance and answers are all around us. The key is asking the right question. If you ask a question, the divine will give you the answer to your question. But often, as humans, we ask the question on a superficial level. Because honestly, we don't really want to know the answer. We don't want to be told what to do. We have free will. So if it looks good and feels good, then we want to be able to do it. But many of us don't have that foresight to look beyond a certain period of time. Because we haven't been taught to attune ourselves to the divine eye, the divine wisdom, the divine intellect, the all-seeing eye of God, to be one with that alignment. We haven't been taught that. And now enter this time of much confusion and uncertainty. How do you know what to trust? How do you get your divine answer? You have to go within. But I promise you, when you go within and you ask the question, and then you ask the question not superficially, but we go down deep within and we ask the question on a level of, is this the right choice for me? And if I do this, will it be what I would like it to be? And we really examine our motive for wanting what we want. Sometimes our motives for wanting something, making a change, making a difference in our life, shifting, being with a particular person, obtaining a particular job, there's a hidden motive that is from our wounded self, our personality, that needs to make up for something that we feel we're lacking. So our outward persona has to present us as a certain way. Each one of us has gifts. Each one of us has a power within that can create. Ask yourself, what is the answer? And ask yourself, why is it I seek the answer? And ask yourself, when you make your choice, am I at peace with this choice? Do I feel I'm aligned? And then you'll feel the light, because everywhere around you, there's light. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to come right back here to WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 and 96.9. We're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Are you looking for answers to life's questions? Would you like to connect with your angels and loved ones? Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, an interactive call-in show. Call in at 888-565-1470 and speak with Sarah Spiritual. Let Sarah Spiritual raise you up.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. I've been standing here at WWNN waiting for you to call at 888-565-1470. And every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m., we answer your questions and we guide you on life's journey. And we're going to go to the phone lines. We're also going to pop up some questions in Facebook as well and our friends on YouTube. So I see a lot of questions in our Facebook feed. So first we're going to start in the phone line area, and we're going to go to my friends in Connecticut. I got Ava on the line. Ava, how are you?
Good, Sarah. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Ava, and it's a time for you to really build yourself, to really step into this power of balance and expansion for yourself. Life is a little bit out of balance at this time, Miss Ava?
Yes, I can feel your good energy all the way here. I feel that we are connected, you know.
Yes.
I'm here and you're there, but I can feel our connection, and I'm grateful for that. It's important to me.
And what is your question for us tonight?
My question, I just, you know, the divine, I like to know if you can pick up, like, say, with any ancestors that have passed, and I like to know if they can direct and help me and guide me, and if they can, you know, through you, if they're saying something through you.
Okay. So just bear with me here a moment, okay? So your ancestors, sometimes they'll give us a message, they'll guide us, they'll give us the connection from the other side. But always we have our guides and our angels. And the first thing they make me aware of is this is an important year for financial matters. Ava, you're trying to put some things together financially for yourself?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
So they're showing me paperwork, money, documents. They make me feel like some things need to be placed in order. Remember when I first started, I said we need balance and order around you, okay? It is a time to build financially as well and expand ourselves. And I feel like you're feeling a little limited financially as well. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And energy on the other side, male energy stepping in the position, male energy, father energy. Father has passed, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He steps forward for me first. He steps in this energy of, I don't know, something that wasn't done or completed connected to him. Was there something that we did not settle out properly or wasn't done to his specifications, or something that's still outstanding in his paperwork having since he's passed, please? This is the way they show me the papers.
Okay. I can look into that.
Okay. And he passed, when did he pass, please? Recently?
2009.
2009. Okay. Who is connected, or what's connected to 2018 connected to you and your family, please? Time of transition, 2018 there.
Yeah. I have to think well there.
We've got to go back 4 years. In the energy of the 4 years, they make me feel like this was a shift or a change. Was there something that we were doing connected to your family at that time? Selling something, moving someone? This is what it feels like. It's not related to you. It's connected to somebody in the family, all right? Father was a very strong-willed person, yes. His way, very strong. A little rigid to me is how the energy feels. He brings you much love. He makes me feel as if, interestingly enough, when I'm in the chest area, I kind of feel a heavy weight in my chest, like I couldn't breathe before I passed. Was he on some type of machine or something before he passed, please? Or something in his throat so he couldn't breathe properly?
Well, I know that the nurses gave him that what they give you before you pass away, morphine.
Morphine, okay.
So that, maybe he's referring to that.
Okay. I just feel a lot of pressure in my chest, a lot of weight in my chest before passing, difficulty speaking, difficulty swallowing, feel like there's something down his throat for him. Don't know if there was a tube or some type, but this is how I feel before he passed. He's with you. My guides make me feel as if you speak to him. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. He's actually, he lets me know you're the one you want. We're hoping he'd come through. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah,
Yep.
always. Okay. So he is with you.
I just kind of,
yes.
There was something else, some things were missing of his, and I don't know if I can get them back, but I didn't know if you could pick up anything with that.
Okay. So remember I said things of his that weren't settled or settled out or done the way he wanted it to? Remember I said that to you when I first started, Ava?
Yeah, but some things are gone. I can't get them back, I don't think.
We understand. And I also understand that you feel responsible for that, yes? Okay. And we did talk about that the last time you called, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have to let it go. Okay.
But
not.
I didn't know if you're getting any hints that I can still get them back, the items.
No.
There's no chance?
There's always a chance, but that's not how it works when I connect with them on the other side. And as I said, we've already covered this in a previous call.
Okay.
So we know that things were not done the way he wanted it to. He makes that clear. I don't remember people's stories, and this is the first thing he brings forth for me. And my guides let me know that you were hoping he'd come through. They helped to usher him through for you so that you would know he's with you. And he's sending you much love.
Okay.
So don't worry that he's upset. He's sending you much love, Ava, all right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I just didn't know if I should try to pursue this items, trying to get them back, that's all. If because that would, then maybe if I did, that would help him. He would be happy too,
He's happy. You're the one who's distraught over it. He's perfectly fine. They're just items on Earth. You're the one sweating it. Okay, so just let it be. And if you choose to pursue because you have an idea of who you think is responsible, I see two people connected to this story who were responsible for taking the items.
Yep.
Then pursue it and see if you can recover it or go to a local pawn shop, whatever you need to do to find it. But I would not carry on guilt or feel that you're being judged by your father, who's at peace and harmony on the other side, for he is aligned with the divine, Ava, okay? All right, my dear. For this moment, we are complete. I trust we've been of service to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
888-565-1470. I love when we set the intention and we really want to speak to someone, and boom, they're the person who steps up forward. Father's energy, right? So we know that they're there. But for those of us who worry that they're not at peace, they are at peace. From this place of Connecticut, I've got to go to New Jersey. I've got Angela on the phone. Angela, how are you tonight?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well, Angela. This is a time for you to kind of step into your energy of taking care of you and making changes so that you feel like you're empowering yourself. What is your question for us tonight?
Well, I was just wanted to see, so far everything's been going really good for me, which I'm happy with my job and everything from, when we previously spoke where, I had obstacles with employment. Yes. But just as far as relationship-wise.
What is the birthday connected to that person?
2/11/77.
Okay. So let's take a look here. First thing they make me aware of, is there some inconsistent behavior in this relationship on the other person's part, please? Yes? Yeah. And sometimes you feel like you're not getting the all of them, the total of them, their true authentic self. They're not being as transparent. They're being a little removed. Is that true? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the relationship itself has been in a bit of a halt, a stagnation, and that kind of takes me back through March of last year. So it's been a rough kind of year in this relationship. This is true?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And remember I said this is a time for you to empower yourself and put yourself and look after yourself. This is your personal power time. And it's a time for you as you build your success and where you are. It's for you to ask the questions of yourself. What do you want? How do you want your life to be? And to ask that of your partner. And see what we can come to an agreement on. Because I feel as if they've got a lot on their mind. Their mind is very busy. There's a lot on their plate. There's much for them to do. They're easily stressed, restless personality. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And some difficulty in the family arena they make me aware of as well.
Yes.
Okay. And I feel like they're pulling and creating some more havoc. And this person doesn't like to be the one who rocks the boat. So they're trying to keep everybody happy, but not happy themselves. Therefore, you're getting a shell of who they are. They're kind of nervous, actually, anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So, Angela, there's conversation, perhaps some communication with therapists that needs to happen so that this relationship can go to a better level. Right now, I'm seeing it's stuck and stagnant.
Yeah, because at this point, we're not on speaking terms because we had an argument. So I don't know if she's going to call or we're going to talk. I don't know.
Well, arguments happen, right? So we have to kind of let it play out and see what their side is going to be. But you have to choose you first. I feel like I had to say this today a few times to some people. Pick you. Mm-hmm. Do you. Focus on what is making you happy and focus on how you can move yourself forward. As I move you forward in this year, I do feel advancement, promotion for you at your current job. So there is growth coming for you, Angela. And when I move you into next year, I really feel that a lot of relationship issues have been ironed out and you're not going to settle anymore. Someone's either transparent and authentic and has your attention or they're not. Okay. Thank you so much for calling. We greatly appreciate you and continued success at your job. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're coming back to the phone lines, and we're going to come to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you know?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Here live on WWNN, answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to take a call from Ireland. We've got Paisia on the line. Paisia, how are you tonight?
Kasia.
I'm sorry?
Kasia, hello. Amigos, Kasia.
Kasia.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you perfectly. Thank you so much. Good to have you. And are you in Ireland right now?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
It's nearly midnight, but probably I have to call to you. Okay, my darling, I have a question to you, and I apologize for my English because I'm from Poland and I live in Ireland.
Okay.
So I have crush on someone,
mm-hmm.
and I know something about. I know it's coming to my life, and I call him man from God, and I know something, but today what I have seen was just like boom. It's really, and I would like to know, it's really this man. I don't have this date of birth, so I'm sorry. So you have to ask. I'm just.
What is the person's birthday?
I have no idea.
No idea.
You know, just looking.
Okay. But you feel the energy, right? You feel as if you're drawn to that person. You feel that connection. There's this sense of you knew them before, even though you don't know them now personally. Yes? This is what you're feeling, yes?
Something like that, yes. Especially today was like, this was...
Electric. It seems electric, and it's a soulmate energy that you're experiencing. And there's a connection in the eye when you look at him, yes? There's a connection.
Mm.
And
I think so.
This is something that can connect and develop for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a recognition of the souls. So I want you to see yourself connecting with him again so your paths can keep crossing so that you can have a conversation. Because there's a conversation between you and he that is meant to happen. And whether the crush, as you say so cutely, thank you, we love that you have a crush on someone, that crush, we get to see if it's just the attraction, the pull of the energy, or it's something that can explore into something deeper over time. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You can feel this.
I know.
Okay? And the angels are guiding you so that you can have love and partnership, because they tell me you asked for partnership and you want someone in your life, and this is what they're bringing you, okay?
And I deserve it.
And you exactly, you deserve it, and it's your turn, and it's been not the easiest of lives, but it is your turn. For this moment, Cassia, we've got to go, but thank you so much for your question and for listening to our show. I just spoke to someone in Ireland earlier today, and they said it was actually a beautiful day where they were by the ocean. So stay well. We look forward to speaking with you again. Bye for now. Enjoy your crush. You're welcome. Bye. I hear the song in my head. I got a crush on you, sweetie pie. Stay with us, everyone. I've got a crush on all of you. We will be right back to answer your questions.
The brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host.
Standing at the corner now, watching everybody pass me by. I've been waiting for my time, but I don't know which way to go. I'm at the crossroads of my life, and I don't know which way to go. I know there's no room for mistakes, 'cause it's time for me to move on. I don't know where I've been. Somehow life just swept me in, and as I stand here, I'm aware that everything I've done that brought me here, but I'm at the crossroads of my life. There's no time or mistakes. This is my defining moment now. At the crossroads of my life, there's no time for regrets, no time to find me at the crossroads.
The newly developed shot has been shown to be highly effective in clinical trials and will put people on the right path toward the best possible coronavirus immunity. The next step, seeking FDA approval. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
The Interior Department getting ready to phase out sales of plastic water bottles and other single-use plastics at national parks over the next decade. The Interior Secretary wants the department to find alternatives, including compostable or recycled materials. Andy Field, ABC News.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. We're piling up some questions in Facebook. But before we get to Facebook, I've got to go to New York. I've got Barbara on the line, and Barbara's got a burning question. Barbara, how are you?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you again, Barbara. So here's the flow of the energy that's coming up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a little awkward place to be. We need to make changes. Changes are not happening fast enough, and the parties around you are not cooperating in the way that you want them to. And so you're feeling like a little bit like you're back against the wall, that you don't know how you're going to manage to make the changes you need to make. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. And when I look at this energy, I understand that a request you made was not granted.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's unfortunate because they are most certainly being stingy is the word that comes to me.
Uh-huh.
And I also feel that you're very comfortable there and that you've built yourself there for a while. Yes, you've been at your current employment for a while, yes?
2 years.
Yeah. And so it's not just easy to pick up and leave because of the circumstance and how it's structured for you. So we have to pray that we have an opportunity that opens up that's an easy, smooth transition. And you have two opportunities that you're praying for, Barbara. We pray for a new work environment that pays you what you're worth, because you're not getting paid what you're worth. Something a little easier for you. Transportation-wise needs to be easier as well. And we also see here that there's a move coming and that something opens up for you that's easy for you to sustain, maintain, and afford. Yes?
It will?
Of course it will, because what are you creating? Don't sound so surprised, Barbara. You are the creator here. We are manifesting, okay?
It's working.
You got to work it, girl. You got to work it.
I know.
And so, yes, we know the drawbacks. We know that in this moment in time, perhaps for some, it appears and feels difficult to find a place. We've heard many stories, many experiences, and we just have to trust that something will open up for you. And I say this to everyone needing to make a change. If you need a change, ask something to open up for you.
Yeah.
And the universe will. And so it will open up at the perfect time for you. So as you're looking for that, start inquiring for a new job opportunity. Perhaps the job opportunity in the place will be in a location that's even a little different from where you are now, and they're actually logistically close to each other, and it works out perfectly.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, that's the ideal situation. I remember when I found a place to live in Clifton, New Jersey, and that I didn't even think I was going to get, but they gave it to me. I was like, okay, this is easy. And it ended up being on the road that Clifton, New Jersey turned into Bloomfield, New Jersey, and it was a short little run. My house was on the avenue, on Bloomfield Avenue, and then the daycare center was on the same road, and then I went a little further and I went to my job. Who could ask for more?
Wow.
So that's how I'd love for you to manifest it, something easy, something that's not complicated for you to get home and takes long with transportation. So this is how I want you to envision it. And it is a time for you to find this energy of stepping out of the routine and breaking the chains of routine. So I want you to explore and network into new possibilities, get more creative in how you go about looking for a job and maybe what you actually do. Maybe there's a different part of your work that you're not doing because of the care that you have to provide for the person you're taking care of. All right, Barbara?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to hold this vision for you, and I feel like this summer brings about powerful changes, so I want you to focus on that. Okay, Barbara?
Okay.
All right. That's what we have for you for now, all right?
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Try not to panic. It'll be fine. All right? Bye for now. You're welcome. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. Continuing to answer questions here live on WWNN. But at this moment, we are going to pop on over to our friends on Facebook. And we have our friends on Facebook and YouTube. And YouTube, we've got T. Phillips. Sarah wanted to know who my guides are, who is present in my daily life. Great question from T. Phillips. And T. Phillips, the one thing that I see here around you, I see this guide that is a very powerful guide that has this energy of a warrior spirit. And this warrior spirit makes me feel as if there's some courage and energy that you've been drumming up in your life so that you can stand in your truth and speak your truth and choose to do what you want to do and push your way forward instead of being caught in the pattern of what other people expect you to do, T. Phillips. And this warrior spirit has been with you since you were about 12 years old. Someone that stepped into your life around that time. So please know that this guide has been with you since your early days, and this is a powerful time for you to step into the balance that you desire and for your warrior guide to be with you. I also see the presence of Archangel Michael around you. And I also see an Indian spirit guide that brings you much comfort in exploration and going on journeys and travel and trips. This guide also has been with you for a long time. We thank you, T. Phillips, for your YouTube question. Who else do we have on our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel? Holly Costanza Donaldson. Holly's been having some issues with her kidney stones and surgery for it, and it brings a lot of pain. I do see it being dissolved. I do see some resolution for you, Holly Costanza Donaldson. And the suggestion that I bring forth to you is please do some research on the medical medium, Anthony Williams, and see what he recommends you do to cleanse out your body so that we can have this kidney stone episode never happen again, because I know that they can be quite painful. And if you maintain the right diet and balance in your body, the acidity level will, if we could keep it at a certain rate, according to what my guides say, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but I do get a sense or feeling of something that you can be aware of. Do some research with Anthony Williams, and take a look at what he suggests for maintaining a better pH and helping yourself no longer generate these kidney stones. All will be well, Holly Costanza Donaldson. Please keep us posted on Facebook as to how you're feeling. We're going to take another question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube. We got a YouTube question. We got Miss Cherry, and she says, Sarah, my manager gone crazy. Will we still be employed? Oh, good Lord, that must be quite the temper tantrum of that manager. And will we still be employed, and there's an ending coming? Well, your manager's gone crazy because your manager can't handle the pressure, and the company is going through a transition, and so your manager's not adept enough to handle all of these transitions. Will you still have a job? That is all going to be decided by June 30th to July 15th. This is a time of final transition work, and then I feel like whatever they're going to do and however they're going to keep the organization, you will know then. Well, Miss Cherry, we know you don't want to lose your job, so hold the vision that all works out well. I do still feel like they're going to keep some, so let's not let a temper tantrum of a crazed manager who can't handle the stress because they can't handle the truth wreck your day. Thank you, Cherry, for your YouTube question. We're taking one more from Facebook and YouTube. I know we've got a lot, and I want to make sure I honor all of my people on Facebook and YouTube. We've got Tasha Rowe. I met this guy. I got a feeling. And she met this guy, and he seems to be a really great guy. Can you give me any insight into whether it would be a good match? And you know what's interesting? This guy and his energy seems to be an upstanding person, very thorough, very specific, seems to do well for himself, very important how he presents himself to the world. And I do feel, Tasha Rowe, that he is someone who would be a good match for you. There is something that makes me feel like he's going to take some baby steps, so he may not be quick to rush into this, but that can be a good thing because you get to see if you guys are really, truly compatible. He's got a good energy. He is a nice guy. He's just taking it a step by step. I believe if you look back as to where he was in 2019 and 2020, that seems to have been a difficult time for him. So he seems to be still coming out a little bit of that. Thanks so much, Tassia Rowe, for your Facebook question. Well, we're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, and we're going to take a call from Hollandale. I got Joey on the line. Joey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to connect with you.
Good to connect with you, Joey. What's your question for us tonight?
I want you to spy with your all-seeing eye to see what my career is turning, if maybe it's going for the better on the second half of the year. And
it is meant to.
A little bit.
It's been a little slow. It has not been what you wanted it to be for a little bit in the beginning of the year. But I do see it picking up. I do feel that this is meant to be a prosperous year. And I do see that you're going to step out of the box and begin to do some different activities, some different things than from what you're doing. I feel like it's time to change some things up, spice it up. They're also talking to me about, what is that? Interesting. So are you still working on some kind of cologne or perfume or something, please? Are you making something?
I have an oil. It's called Manifest a Miracle, and I was just about to tell you, I use it myself, and a couple of people like it. It has 36 different essential oils in it.
Okay. So I see this energy of this perfume, cologne, oil, whatever it may be, this presentation that Spirit brings to me. And I do feel that it's something that you want to spend time with, and you want to kind of further develop it. I feel like you're fine-tuning something about it and begin to promote it. Because I feel like there's a little change up or a switch up or something. And they're showing me the color orange. So there's something about orange. So I don't know if it's the fragrance orange or something about the color orange around it. So I know it's not an orange oil, that I know. But I know the color's not orange. But I don't know if we have to put orange in it. That's what I see, okay?
Well, orange is the sacred chakra, is what comes to me. Creative.
So what you want to do is take a look at what you have, okay?
All right.
In your ingredients. But that's what they're throwing my way. And so, yes, I see momentum. And I also see that you can make little sample vials that you can give to the people that you work with on your appointments with and that you connect with. And this can introduce them to it so that they can have that.
Okay.
And then that will build a following for it. Yes.
I feel some of the slowness has been. I know I've been having upgrades for my partner. I've been having upgrades. We're teaching more classes. I've been actually giving good. I have a lot of information. I've been teaching on angels and little, I've been expanding, and I'll put my game. And but it's just been a little bit tense, a couple of weeks, and I said, let me take. I like it. I'm working on self-care, though.
Right.
Dental, everything.
But remember this. The world just came out of Mercury retrograde. Then we went into this halt of slow move of another retrograde. So things are just not going to move as fast as we want them to. So having a side activity while we're waiting for something to be fulfilled would be most beneficial.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's going to be a prosperous year. It's just a little wobble in the moment as things are shifting and changing. So enjoy the side activities because you're going to be really busy for the second half of the year. All right, Joey.
The side activities
Thank
is
you.
my neighbors and friends and stuff like that.
And taking care of you. Yes.
Good thing is that I had a client. She had a bottle of champagne, Bouvet Co, my favorite, delivered today. So it's not so bad.
Not so bad. It's a wonderful life. Yes. All right, Joey. Thank you so much.
I love you much.
All right. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to go back to the phone lines. We've got calls all across the nation, but when we come back, I got someone holding in Pompano, and I just got to see what's going on in Pompano. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful 2 hours of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions, life's questions all across the nation. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I am Sarah Spiritual. I am located in West Palm Beach, Florida. I have the Expedito Enlightenment Center, where you can find a wild array of spiritual products to assist you on your spiritual journey, from books to crystals to oils to sprays to all sorts of things we utilize for our spiritual journey, your incense, your herbs. It's just a fun place to be with a real good vibe. We hope you visit us. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in West Palm Beach. To learn more about me, my services, my sessions, and my center, you can go to sarahspiritual.com. And we're going to Pompano. I've got Kim on the line. Kim, what's going on in Pompano?
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I just want to know if you see any long-term relationships coming, with a man or somebody coming around from the past.
Okay, great questioning here. So let me tune in and see what we've got coming up for you. So first thing they make me aware of is if I go back, I've got to go back. 2015, was there a relationship going on then at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And that ended, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And we still really haven't come back from that. I really don't feel like there's been a lot of connection that we felt confident in since around that relationship ended. Does that make sense to you, please?
Yeah,
okay.
That's gone.
Yes.
That's over.
Yes. And that's a good thing. Yes?
Yes.
It's a freeing thing. So now we've learned a lot from that experience. And Spirit takes me back and follow where I'm going with this, Kim. I don't know the story, and I don't know you, but the guides, and they connect me to a moment that there's still a piece of you that still has a little bit of guard up, right? And so they want you to trust. They want you to trust the process. There is love coming. There is a partner coming. There is something that is significant in your life, all right? And when I fast forward you to 2024, now, it sounds like it's far away, but it's really not. We're looking at 18 months. But what I see here for you is that by that time, we already know the person we're with. We have already gotten a commitment, like it's already signed, sealed, delivered. Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours, right? So I see that in motion. So now let's spin back. Let's spin back to this moment of time. In this moment of time, I do see, interestingly enough, is there someone that we knew a while back that maybe we did not quite get to connect with, that we have heard from? Because I do feel someone popping back up. Yes? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I do feel that energy of someone. Do we have a birthday for that someone, please?
2/13/61.
Okay. So when I look at the energy of that person, That person is in a spot in their being where they are open for love and they want that in their energy. It's just where they've been and how they've gotten to where they are. That's something they're still working through as well. So they have a little bit of their own walls up and some kind of sense of protection up as well. But we knew this person many years ago, true?
Yeah, a couple years. Mm-hmm.
Oh, not many, just a couple? Okay.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite connect at that time? Something didn't line up for it to come forward, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just on and off.
On and off. Well, they are getting, sometimes people have their time. So he's getting ready for that connection and he's looking for that. And so he's giving this an open opportunity to see if we can connect. And I do see, this is where we get real interesting here, Kim, because I do see someone else that has interest in you. Have you met anybody else recently?
Very, very new person.
Yes.
Very new.
So, and it may not be that person, it may be someone that follows after that person because I don't have that strong feeling to tap into that exact individual, but I do feel there's someone else that is interested in you, be it the person that has just stepped forward or someone that has not officially thrown their hat in the ring yet. So there is love coming, to answer your direct question. Kim, who's the R connected to you, please? Who is that?
That's the 21361 person.
Okay, great. So thank you for that. So there's a strong power of his energy around you. So I want you to see, one never knows unless one gives it a try once and for all, right? And I feel like timing wasn't right. And I got to tell you, with his personality, he does, sometimes he makes people wait because otherwise I think he walks in circles. So we may have to pull him out of the circle. So this is where his wobble is, his struggle is, his insecurities are. But really a guy you can have a great conversation with, you can really connect with, you can feel this vibrancy. And then sometimes he just shuts down and goes cold and you're like, I'm sorry, what happened? And that's where the wobble was before. So when I move you into this space, let's give it our all and let's see. I hear this song in the back of my head. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. So he's there, okay? Let's give him a chance to step up for you and show you what he's really willing to put forth in this. And if he cannot be consistent by the fall of this year, by September, or through this summer, then you see that he's unable to change his pattern, and that's who he is. We can like him and respect him for where he is as who he is and just let it be for them, okay? And move forward. But to answer your question, yes, love is coming. It's here. And there is a strong soul connection. Otherwise, Spirit would not have referenced the R person connected to you if there wasn't a strong connection with you, all right? So let that serve as a confirmation that it's worth a shot. We just have to hope he shows up fully ready to be a participant in moving forward in a solid relationship. That's his challenge
right
now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Correct on everything.
Thank you.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you. Bye for now.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And from Pompano Beach, Florida, I've got to go to Tammy. Tammy is in South Carolina. Tammy, how you doing?
I'm okay. How about you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. And
Good to chat with you again.
Yes, we've got some powerful energy here around you. Something about finances. Are we selling or moving or doing something financial, making some movement in our money, please?
Yes.
Okay. Because I see money
my
things.
Parents, things, land and things. My siblings have decided we're in the process of selling some of that.
Okay. So I see money coming. I see financial transitions. Thank you for that confirmation there. I love when Spirit kind of comes through and it's like, okay, boom, here we go. Tammy, this is also a powerful time for you to make choices as to how you want to move and proceed forward in your life next. And I feel like you've been a bit pulled in some of this family storyline. Almost feels like a little drama. Is that true? Yes?
For sure.
Yeah. And this drama that I just feel like you kind of are tired and you've kind of given your all. And you just want everyone to just kind of get on with it, right? Because it's just, people are just bringing out their dark side in this story. Is there a brother connected to this story and someone connected to him that's being difficult in this, please? Be it a partner, a wife, or someone, please? Yes?
My brother is being very difficult, yes.
Okay. Very difficult. And who is he connected with? Is there a partner with him in that story?
He has a wife, but she doesn't seem to say very much.
In front of everyone, but I feel like she's stirring the pot, baby girl.
Well, I've wondered too, but he has said some very, very
hurtful things. Yes, I see that.
He's done some hurtful things to me and my family.
Yes. Well, sometimes people don't have the ability to hold respect when they are kind of pushing for how they want an outcome to be. So I want you to pray and have the energy of Archangel Michael deliver divine justice in this story for your family so that we can just kind of close this chapter once and for all and we can go our separate ways, which is kind of difficult because I feel like it was important to your mother's energy that everyone would be connected and have this camaraderie. This was important to Mother, yes?
For sure.
Yeah. And so this is not how we were raised to be. And
and my mother was the one that held it together. For so long. Yes. My brother has a brain injury, and since that time has just had some major issues, and things get in his head that really don't have. It's like gets so paranoid, and he starts thinking things that aren't true. And I'm usually the culprit of whatever's happened.
And that is something that he cannot control, and we know that. Once that brain is injured, it just plays stories that are not significant to the truth. And so we can hold that vision, but everyone else is also not participating in a way that is honoring your mom and what she did to bring everybody together at the table like a family, right? I see you all at the table and how she kind of pulled everyone together for the holidays. And so, interesting. Tammy, is there a connection to your mother with the month of July, birthday anniversary? What does the month of July have to do with you all, please?
That's my birthday.
Okay. And were you kind of mom's favorite?
Yes.
Okay. Don't tell the others, please.
That's part of the problem.
I know, don't tell them. Yes. Because she's pulling you close in the energy, the person born in the month of July, the 7 person, and she's bringing you really close, and it's like you're her baby, okay? And she gets very protective of you, and people don't take you seriously, but she always listened to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This will settle out. It's going to take a little bit longer. Feels like a good part of this year. Patience is a virtue. Trust that it'll all work out for you. What is the follow-up question to this? I hope I've given you clarity on this.
Yeah, my real question was concerning the fact that, because I've kind of already resolved that in my head and just have said, do whatever makes you guys happy, because rather than me come in as a bad guy, I will just go along with whatever you guys want to do.
Right.
I don't want to be accused of being a thief that I'm not, and it's
I understand.
Been really,
it's been very hurtful. So what is the main question for me, please?
So I've let go of this long-term relationship that was long distance, and was finally getting to the point where I was okay being alone, and my self-esteem was back, and my feeling things about myself was good. My happiness was coming back, and it seems that God keeps putting these men in my path, like I'm supposed to be meeting them, and they seem so kind and nice, and then wham, something just weird really happened.
All right. So first of all,
I can't understand why.
Let's not. Don't blame God for that. Okay. God isn't putting that in front of you. You are the central point of what you're attracting. So let's go back to 2015, 2017. This was a toxic time in a relationship for you?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm not bad-mouthing parents, but when you were growing up, how did you feel like you were not being honored and taken care of? What did you feel you were doing that wasn't good enough for someone in the family, how you were being compared? Or there's some root to this, and they take me to the age of 9. What was going on when you were 9? Was someone born or the center of attention at that time? You felt some kind of way within yourself? Was that a difficult time?
My mom became pregnant when I was 9, but I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
Now, I've always never been good enough in anything I ever did. My mom always expected more.
Okay. But my guides specifically take me to 9. And so I want you to understand, as a little girl, feel fear. And remember, I don't know the story, but this is what the story they're bringing me. So age 9, you don't feel good enough. And then as a little one, even though we're happy we're going to have a baby, we're going to play with the baby, there's fun thoughts around that. But then there's this little fear inside that you're being replaced. Okay?
Okay.
And this new baby's going to take over. And so you are always trying to be this extra special, good, kind, friendly, overcompensating person. And you meet someone who's like, oh, you know, they're doing for me, and someone's finally doing for me, but it's really just part of their lure to get you to do and be more for them. And then when they're done, they just kind of let you go, and there's no explanation. There's just this cut, like they bleed the energy from you, and then you're left feeling empty and alone again. There's a work I do, Tammy, on my website under the section that's called Sessions, and it's called Soul Integration. I would love to work with you and your little girl, because the fear of not being good enough is attracting people that you have to overcompensate to prove, and are very difficult to win over in some way. And we're bringing them into our life so that you can heal that insecurity and that wound. So yes, is God allowing that to happen? Yes, but God's not sending, here, send this jerk her way, let's see what she does with that. God's not pulling that.
Yeah, they're really jerks. They're very kind people. It's just that I don't really understand what happens. I mean, they've been very kind and treated me with great kindness and great respect, and
then they just leave, and then it's not good enough. You're not good enough. You can't hold them for you, right? So, and there's a sense of not feeling worthy. So that's what we want to work around, all right? Because you are worthy. You do deserve to have a partner. You will have a partner. I do see this. And you're not all these horrible things your family's saying. Tammy, trust this experience and know your mom on the other side is with you, supporting you. She may not have made you feel like you were good enough, but she does send you much love. And even though she was hard on you, you still were her favorite, and she's with you. All right, my dear?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye for now. I hope to work with you on soul integration in the future. All right.
Okay.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to the phone lines to answer your questions. So stay with us.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Here live on WWNN, and we are answering your questions. And before we get back to the phone lines, I've got to pop on over to Facebook. We've got quite the conversations going on. And we've got Marty Allen. And, you know, Marty's got this feeling that she's been in this job for 20 years. And this 20-year stretch, she's just not feeling happy, and she's not really feeling appreciated. And there's a lot of ruckus going on. And she has been feeling like she needs to get out, but every time she goes and submits another resume and tries to get another job, it's not happening. Not yet, Marty. So, yes, we should continue to look. There is new work opportunity. And Marty was wondering if this is maybe God's answer, divine answer, to say, stay where you are. But you're dissatisfied. And I say this to Marty, and I say this to everyone listening. When we are in a place of dissatisfaction, that is not the universe's design for us. They want us to be in a harmonic place. And dissatisfaction is evidence that it's time to change. We need to make a move. We need to make something different. And because the organization that you're a part of, Marty Allen, is not changing, you're going to have to be the one to make a change. So perhaps we need to take a look at the resume and set up the resume so that we can revamp that resume, rework it, so we can apply for a different type of job. We may find a little more success with that. Marty Allen, please keep us posted. And, you know, for those of you listening, our resident astrologer, Stacey Holler, well, one of the things she does is help people with their careers. So be free to message Stacey on her website, destinyandthestars.com, and she can consult with people into helping them with their resume and their career. So those of you who follow Stacey Holler and you would like some assistance in that arena, besides her wonderful, fabulous astrology, please reach out to her and see what she can do to help you. All right. Thank you, Marty Allen, for your Facebook question. We're going to pull one more from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines. We've got a YouTube. We have Karitza, and we actually got to talk to Karitza, and she has a crush on somebody. She was our Polish friend from Ireland who gave us a call. So thank you, Karitza, for that YouTube question. We'll see if we can pull another one from YouTube or Facebook. We have Suzanne Fromchik, and she said, good to see you on air. She's feeling a lot of anxiety. You know, Suzanne, you're very blessed. Family's very blessed. There's a lot of shifts and changes, and the anxiety you're feeling is your concern and your worry for your family, your children, your grandchildren, and this is a natural experience that many people are experiencing. I do suggest, Suzanne, that you call in the energy of the light of Archangel Michael, his protection, and the realm of the angels to surround you so that nothing can bring you down. Thank you so much, Suzanne. We will send prayer and healing to you. Try not to stay too anxious. God's in control. Bye for now. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Pennsylvania. I've got Faith on the line. Faith, How are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you, Faith. How can we help you tonight?
So I quit my job about a year ago, actually in June.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up on a year sometime this month.
Perfect.
And I haven't worked since, but I'm getting ready to go back to work, not in the same area. I'm exploring a new area.
Perfect. That's great for you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out if you see that working out well for me, because I'm taking a class now to get prepared, but it's kind of like some of it is easy, but some of it is difficult, and I'm not so sure, but it kind of fell in my lap. When I say fell in my lap, I sought out the information, but I didn't have forethought about it. It just popped in my head, and I went for it.
Yes,
and what I'm saying.
I want you to trust that, and that would be, drum roll please, thank you, divine guidance. All right, divine guidance sending you this energy, bringing you this opportunity. It's a little self-doubt. It's a little bit outside of your wheelhouse, your comfort zone, and this is where the struggle is. And when you said I quit my job, I was like, amen, girl, great for you, because where you were just seemed like a whirlwind of a mess of trouble. And I don't feel like you were paid what you're worth, and most certainly was not worth the trouble you were going through in that very toxic environment. Yes? And so you needed the break, you needed the rest. And I say to everyone, and of course we can't all just quit our jobs, I get it. But when we need to take a step away to clear our mind so that we can be inspired, this is important. We need that quiet time. We need that connection to the divine. And so you gave yourself that allowed the thought to pop in your mind, because you're not rushing from thing to thing and putting out fires and just not feeling happy and just feeling dissatisfied. So yes, you are on the right path. There's a learning curve to it. I do feel that there's work coming. And I got to tell you, according to the journey of your soul, you could not have picked a better time to start a new venture, a new career, and a new journey, to lay down some sound tracks for you to build some nice financial momentum as we pass from this year into next year.
Okay.
So
All
trust
right.
that
Thank you.
experience.
Really
Yes, you're doing
I really
well.
appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, Faith. Thank you for listening to the show. All right. Bye for now.
Thank you for
Bye.
hosting. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And we've got to go from Pennsylvania, we've got to go to Chicago. So let's see. We have Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you? Amanda in Chicago, are you there? Oop, I guess we don't have Amanda in Chicago. So maybe she had us on mute, but we're going to pass from Amanda in Chicago, and we've got to go to New York, to Kamini. Kamini, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you, Kamini. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Sarah?
Great. So, Kamini, this is a good financial time for you. It is time to build wealth for yourself. In the energy of work and career, are you looking for a promotion advancement at your job?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, is there anything going for me in career and love right now?
Okay, career, there is movement up. There is growth. You want to seek that. There's something that can come for you in that energy that will allow you to grow financially. And this is not necessarily a strong time for love right now. I feel like building your self-worth, your self-esteem, your financial wellness, getting comfortable in that is really more important. I feel like 2023 is a better time for you for love, a time for true partnership connection, as someone that lines up with your soul and speaks your soul language, not just your love language, your soul language, because you want someone that is kind and compassionate and gets you and is willing to grow with you even spiritually. And so that is something that's a 2023 time. You're still clearing out of the past relationship and ironing out some of those details. Is that yes?
Yeah, okay. Definitely. For career, is it going to, if it's okay to ask, is it going to be within my same position or something outside of it? Like, is it going to be like a whole new job?
Well, I feel promotion or advancement. So I don't know if there's a next level from what you do or additional roles that you can play in the environment that you're currently in. I feel like the place that you're at, it's not time to leave that yet.
Okay.
I feel like it's a little safe for you, and your confidence has been built there. Yes, you have some wobble moments, as we all will in our work environment, but you are progressing nicely there. I I feel like you're ready for some new responsibilities, new tasks. And then from there, once you've kind of added to your resume and provided some good traction for yourself, you can then look for a higher position, even there or somewhere else. All right?
Okay, all right, thank you.
And my guides told me to tell you, remember, you do change well one step at a time. So, all right, so please, just one step at a time, take on some new challenges and really trust yourself, because you've come a long way, and think how much you've learned to believe in yourself and your personal ability to navigate anything that's been thrown your way. And I say bravo. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kamini, for listening to the show. I know you've been a part of this show and listening to us for probably close to our 13 years here on national radio, so we do appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you, too.
Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. That's the number to call right here on WWNN every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. so that we can chat about life's issues and questions, and we can journey together. You know, divine answers, we all have them inside you. You've talked to people who kind of knew what they needed to do next. Let's take a look at Faith, who just called from Pennsylvania. She was saying, it just popped in my head. Well, we know people who have had this revelation, this feeling, this urge to do something, and they did it. So honor yourself and honor the feeling that comes. And when you're driven to distraction, you've got to know that you may miss a prompting. You may miss the opportunity to be inspired. And we have to slow down in this world. Everyone's running from one thing to another, and there's so much coming at us. I don't know that everyone is sitting down and being still. And the guidance comes in the stillness. In the stillness, you will hear the voice of the divine and God. You will feel the feeling that lets you know that you're not alone. And that's when you get a sense that your loved ones are with you, and that there are soul connections of the people that we get to interact with. Look at our caller who is asking about someone who popped back from the past. And even though they've been inconsistent, Spirit's able to kind of make a connection and let us know that they have a significant role in their life at this time by giving them the letter of the person's first name, because Spirit sees beyond what we can see. They look beyond this moment, and they know the choices that will come for us, and the choice that's the easier choice, the more fun, adventurous, with its moments. And then Spirit knows what could be a strong learning lesson, but we may not like going through it. So when we still ourselves and we seek guidance, we really learn. And one of the things my teacher would always tell me is that when you find your path and you know you're on the right path, just stay on the path. Don't look for something crazy or new to enhance you when you already know what you know. Inside your soul, you know when you're in the right place with the right person, and you've got that good feeling. You know when you're in the right job, or you put your foot on the first steps of a new career, or the changes that are coming, and you know there's an enthusiasm, there's a joy, there's a harmony. This is how we know that we are divinely guided and that we are a divine person. And as we move ourselves into the energy of what we want, we will get confirmation that we need to keep going. And be brave, be courageous. You've got the power inside of you to accomplish what you set your intention upon. You've got the power inside to make a dramatic change, pick up and move, make the change, and stand in your truth. Do not step outside who you've come to be. You've come to be this person, the expression of self, and it's okay to be you. But in that process, we must all honor each other and meet each other where we're at. But don't bury your truth for someone else. Don't bury who you are so that someone else is putting you in a place where you are not the light that you've come to be. You are, and we all are, an integral part of this experience together. So as we meet each other on the path of life, trust that we're here to journey and infuse light, love into the experience of this human time. And what a time we chose to pick to reincarnate and experience life. It's not been the easiest, but together in light and love, we can make a difference. Thank you so much, everyone, for following us every Wednesday night here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a pleasure, as always, to answer your questions here and on Facebook and YouTube. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions